Hello, I'm EN Rowland, and I will be introducing you to SDG 4, Quality Education. The main goal for SDG 4 is to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. We can think of learning in multiple ways. I'm offering 3. Learning to learn. That includes all basic education paths from kindergarten through 12th grade through university levels, and should be made available to all genders equally across the globe. Learning to develop includes all special education tracks and apprenticeship trainings, as well as professional and continuing adult education. This means developing on a horizontal level. What we mean by that is expanding the breadth of knowledge. Learning to evolve includes the expansion of understanding on vertical levels, meaning reaching ever greater depth of experience and capacity to understand complex systems and take different perspectives in order to transform self and perturb systems as needed, means to impact systems in a certain way. Let's look at a model of how the SDGs come together. The model that I'm including here is from the Stockholm Resilience Organization, and it shows nested SDG holons. So a holon, first of all, is a part of a system that includes the whole, or the information of a whole. So if we think about, for instance, a cell in a human body includes the DNA structure. Right? So it has all the information that it needs to make a whole human body. Or a drop of water that also includes all the information of the whole ocean. So here we can see that the foundational level is the biosphere. Then within the biosphere, society is embedded and the conventions that we've built around that. And out of that, out of the societal structures, come the economic parts of our system that again are made up by us, depending on what structures we set in society. And so what's important here to notice is how these things interact with each other and the natural hierarchies that exist on the planet. SDG 4 has 7 targets and 3 measures. In the report 2020, you can, as with all SDGs, go read about the current state on the global level. And in this wonderful European statistics site, you can go and look up different aspects of education and compare different countries. So I encourage you to go there and play around with that site. You can learn a lot by doing that. Then let's look at Austria. So in Austria, we could say we don't have any problems with education, right? We have basic education. We even have free university education. So we're on track with most of these goals that we have in SDG 4 on a global level. However, you also want to know, or we want to pay attention to 3 parts of education in Austria. First of all, we need to establish a transformative teaching and learning practice across all levels. What that means is to be able to shift worldviews, so take different perspectives and reflect upon your own perspective and that of others and find, in order to find solutions for sustainability. Another part that's still missing for us is the inclusion of systemic sustainability topics across all curricula. So how we understand the big whole system and how the different parts of the system interact with each other. This is important because if we only look at, so remember the story about the cell in the body, most likely a cell doesn't know the whole, just like we don't know the whole unless we pay attention to it, so that we know what the consequences are of our action. And then also what we need in our education system in Austria is supporting a shift in consciousness towards the need for co-creating sustainable futures. And that's really a shift, a change in minds and hearts about how life is supposed to work, how our society is supposed to work and out of which we build our economic and financial systems, as they are not sustainable at the moment. So what contributions can organizations make? We want to think about what is the purpose of the organization that we look at, who the stakeholders are in that system, how the topic of this SDG education, quality education, impacts this organization, what challenges or costs emerge from this impact, and on the other hand, what opportunities and benefits arise at the same time. And then we can really think about what contributions can they make from that whole perspective that we've just put together. So let's look at educational institutions. In terms of SDG 4, the tasks lie in including sustainability studies across all levels and curricula, also in enabling learners to think systemically so that the sustainability dilemma can be understood holistically, and to encourage the students to become proactive in their own sphere of influence. What might actions look like? Inward actions. To organize sustainability training and practice opportunities for administrators and instructors to provide basic understanding of sustainability issues. An outward action might be to partner with other institutions to collectively acquire and conduct sustainability-related funded research projects where we can learn together. Let's look at municipalities, so towns and villages and cities. In terms of SDG 4, the task lies in organizing community-based learning about systemic sustainability and how to operate cities, towns, and villages from that perspective collectively. Additionally, to expand the educational services the country provides already to its citizens and residents with extracurricular educational offers appropriate for the setting. So an inward action could be, for instance, to provide extra support to people in the community that may have learning challenges, or to offer educational opportunities for connecting to nature, to all age groups. An outward action might be, for instance, to promote alternative knowledge transfer, so repair cafes or gardening courses, things like that, that help us to develop a circular economy and to work towards sustainable futures. What might corporations or other organizations do? In terms of SDG 4, their task is to invest in their current and future employees by providing different types of professional educational opportunities and to support co-creating healthy, socially just, financially feasible, and environmentally safe organizations. What might an inward action look like? To provide and promote equal educational opportunities for women and men across generations and abilities, to support life stage appropriate working hours and sabbaticals for learning and reflecting. An outward action could be to cooperate blended learning opportunities for staff together with other companies and NGOs, or to support the notion of community and volunteer work, maybe even within working hours, as part of continuous learning and service expectations. Then our slide deck takes us to an activity where you can think about your own organization or an organization of your choice, reflecting along the same lines, and to then test your designs in terms of balancing between costs and benefits and cohering inward and outward actions. Then the deck takes you to some reflection questions for the whole learning that we've done so far on SDG 4, further info, and also to the SDG journey, where we ask you again to look for SDG 4, so quality educational issues in your environment that include sustainability themes, and also to notice when quality education is missing, or when the learning offered keeps you in the same place, right? So it doesn't really help you to evolve your thinking. And that's it for SDG 4. Thank you very much. I'll see you in another set.